thanks to the EA Creator Network for making this video possible. I'm not being paid, but I did receive some of these packs for free. Hello and welcome back to Speed Build Sunday. I have a little bit of a different build for you, and again, I say that pretty much every build I do for every single speed build, but this time it really is, because this is a public pool lot, which I truly have never built before in my life, that at least I can remember. And this is for my save file as well. Pretty much all of my speed builds have been for my save file because that's all I've been doing is building for my save file. And it's been a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. But you can see here that we are working on the little bit of like, you know, the locker room space, a little bit of like the indoor area. We have 2 different bathrooms / locker rooms. We have 1 bathroom with bathroom stalls and shower stalls, as well as a little like vending machine area, as well as I think that's where the lockers are. It's like a locker hallway / vending area. And then the other section has a little bit of an indoor seating area with a few tables and chairs, you know, just like some folding chairs and folding tables. And then right here will actually be kind of interesting. From when I started building this build, I was streaming on both Twitch and TikTok. I do all of my streams on both. I multi-stream for The Sims. And at this point in time, I discovered, I had looked down to my phone, which I was using to read the TikTok chat, and I discovered that I was in fact, that my TikTok live was in fact at 800 people in it, which is out of the ordinary for me. I personally average maybe 100 people, which is still a lot. Like, I don't think right now it's been like 50 people at most for the average. So I don't get that many people in my lives, and I, for some reason, had over 800 people in my live. And I truly started to panic to the point where I forgot how to speak for a solid 3 minutes. I didn't know what I was saying at all. It was a whole thing. So that is what caused a lot of delay in this interior space. It took way too long for like a tiny little bathroom because TikTok had so many opinions, which was fun, but also stressful. Like, it was so stressful to the point where I didn't have enough mods to deal with what was going on in TikTok. So I said, hey, does anyone in the Twitch chat want to be a mod on TikTok? And everyone on the TikTok chat went, me, make me a mod. And I was like, nah, besties, I don't know who you are. So I then added a few of my Twitch regulars who volunteered to be volunteer mods for the day. And it was a lot of fun. Honestly, I had a really good time hanging out with TikTok and Twitch that day. It was, however, so overwhelming. And especially with the style of build, I've never done a pool lot before, let alone a public pool. Like, I haven't done anything like this, and or has it been it's also been a long time since I've even been to like a public pool. So I was really just trying to remember what I did from my public pool that I went to as a child, and it turned out pretty well. Like, it turned out really, really fun, and I like it, and it very much has that kind of like rundown public pool that needs a lot of TLC, but everyone loves it and it's not going to stop people from going, and it's just a little bit grungy inside, and it's just like a little bit crusty on the inside, but it's fine. And here you can see making the little sitting area. It's with the intention of, you know, moms going there with like their little ones, their babies, you know, when it's too hot outside and they can still see easily through the windows, you know, watch the other kids, hang out with everyone, and maybe, you know, eat a snack, all that sort of stuff, so get out of the sun for a little bit. So that's what we have going on here. Again, it's very simple. And the roofing was also, I could not decide if I wanted to like roof this or not. So I ended up going with a flat roof and ended up putting the giant whale on it from Growing Together, which you'll see in a moment here. I ended up putting the giant whale, whose name eludes me right now. But I said, what if we put him up here? And Twitch chat went, yes. So, and TikTok chat went absolutely positively yes. So you'll see him go up on the roof in a little while. I also was very bad at saving my game for this whole thing, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. It also took a long time to like figure out the pool situation. And you'll also see me adding in a bunch of gnomes every now and then. And I have this thing on TikTok chat where if we hit my follower goal of 100 followers in the stream, I will add a gnome to whatever build I'm working on, regardless if it should have a gnome or not. And we ended up with like 5 or 6 gnomes, I think. It was crazy. It was a wild stream. But there's the whale. He's up there. I also added a little bit of a splash pad because toddlers can't swim in the pool, and I assume they can play in the splash pad. And I'm assuming hopefully maybe infants can also play in the splash pad. I have not tried it, but hoping it can work. So then you have a space for like the little ones, as well as, you know, the pool. And we have a swimming gnome in the pool who we affectionately call Swemma. I don't know what exactly prompted the name of that in my community, but it's because of we have a community member named Emma. And for some reason we decided to call the gnome Swemma, named after her. And I don't know why it happened. I don't think I was there in the moment, but you know, her name is Swemma. So it's fine. And then we made a cute little like food truck. In my head, it's a food truck area, but it's just like the concessions. And then over here we have a little cute concession stand area with, I don't remember what like things actually put there, like maybe like a hot dog place and like a drink place, but there's no like concession stand area like thing in this game. So I'm on the like food truck adjacent. I went with the food booths instead. And I like it a lot. I think it ended up really cute. And it's very similar to, again, like the public pool that I went to as a kid. We had basically the public pool, like you entered in like through their little like gate thing, you like paid your entry fee. The like locker rooms and bathrooms were on one side. The pool was like in front of you and on the side over here. And there was like a little bit of splash pad. There's also a sandbox. I don't have a sandbox in this build because it's a small build. But there was a sandbox at my pool, and it was shaped in that kind of like L shape with like a little bit more on one spot to have like a big slide. There was like a nice big like 4-story tall slide, which was really, really fun, and just like kind of went in a circle the whole time. It was very anticlimactic, but it was a lot of fun for 10-year-olds, and I was a big fan of it. And then next to the slide, we had like, there's like a grass area that you could hang out in, and then there was like a little volleyball pit. And then the volleyball pit was next to the concession stand, which was attached to the building with the bathrooms. And they also had like party rooms in there. And then on like the far side of the pool, near like the super deep end, but kind of like next to and behind the sandbox area, there's like a big hill of grass that was like fenced in. Like the whole thing was fenced in, and like there's just like a nice big like grassy area, which I never personally hung out at. It was usually where like the older kids hung out, like the teenagers. We didn't really go to that pool once I was a teen because we weren't public pool people at that point. Like we just didn't go to the pool. We didn't have friends. Well, we had friends, but we were too busy to go to the public pool in the summer. I played softball and did theater, and we all had too many activities going on in the summer to go to the public pool. And by then we had like friends who had pools, so like we would just go to our friends' houses and use their pools instead, because that was easier and less gross. But you can see here, I'm almost done, just kind of throwing in last minute touches. A lot of these things were thrown out by TikTok chat of suggestions to add, and also just things that like are in the game that I would think about, like the life preservers, the little grills, because like I think my pool had like a grill or two, possibly, because you were allowed to bring in all your own food. Like you could bring an entire like Thanksgiving meal and no one would blink an eye. So I think we had grills or like something similar to that. I don't know what's similar to a grill, but like pretty much the same thing. But I ended up just at the end, just kind of sitting here and not adding anything and just kind of going through. I added a few little lights here and there, which ended up pretty cute. And then that's kind of it. I did have a challenge getting the lights to be all like the same spaces because I was like alt placing them, and then the fence was not the right length to like have a certain amount across on the end. So I ended up like with weird angled lights around the food area, but it's fine. We sorted it all out. It's fine. We also put a duck at the top. I didn't remember that, but there is now a duck at the tippity top of our pool, which honestly makes it even better because we love pool ducks. You can see here, we're getting all the lights together, and another gnome. How many gnomes do we end up with? Like 5, I think? I ended up with so many followers after this stream. You can see here, this is where the weird angles come from. But you know, it looks kind of fine. I think it ended up looking okay, I think. And that's probably functional too. I think everything's functional in this build. But I haven't playtested it, but that's not for me to do. Actually, it probably is for me to do. It's for my save file, but I feel like it's not for me. Playtesting is not my thing. I don't have the patience to playtest. And then here with the terrain paint, there was not much terrain to paint. And then we added a few little decals inside, some decor in there from the bathroom clutter kit, which honestly turned out so well with the little decals. It ended up being fantastic with that. But that is basically the build. I honestly think I just sat here the rest of the time and didn't add much else besides some pool lights and a bunch of gnomes. So that is the final build though. So I will go and show you that in game now and give you a little bit of a tour. Hopefully it loads into the lot, because I've had some issues loading into lots with the save file. So hopefully it'll work. Here is the finished build. I think it ended up really, really cute. You can see we have, oh my gosh, what's his name? Whalebert, that's his name. You can see we have Whalebert on the roof over here. I added a few little like signs, a little bike, you know, lots of gnomes. We have a gnome on the little diving board. I also added kind of after everything. We added some little turtle decor on the underneath. Just like a few little like clutter pieces here and there, you know, just makes it look like lived in, like someone was here, they left their stuff. You know, there's not much going on, but I think it's really, really cute. I also love the roof that I went with this because it looks like water and I think it's really fun. You can see we have our little decals over here. This is our bathroom slash shower room. We have 2 stalls, 2 sinks, and 2 shower heads because I don't know about you, but like the showers at my pool were just an open room with like 10 shower heads in it and you just like rinsed off. People did get full down naked in there, which was definitely a choice. And I think people like that should be studied probably. But we do have a naked gnome in here to take a shower. And then we have the little locker room slash vending room hallway, and then our little seating area over here with another gnome. How many gnomes did I put in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we had 5 gnomes. That's a lot of gnomes. 6, because the flamingo. That's a lot of gnomes. But this is the build. I hope you guys enjoyed this speed build Sunday. This build is not on the gallery yet, but it will be available in my save file, hopefully very soon. I am working on getting a in-depth video about it, as well as the proper release for it and everything. So I did finish the entire thing though a few weeks ago, so I'm very excited to get that to you. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!